today it's a nice sunny day. Me and Ed are going to go for a little drive up to Essex and find some decent back roads, try and get out of London a little bit and really explore both the cars. So I think today what I'll do is I'll set up the camera, probably do a nice 5-minute, 10-minute in-car review, and then we'll do some shots of me following Ed if I can set up the camera all right. But yeah, so he's in the Jag today, I'm in the 205, so yeah, stay tuned guys, should be a good one. Okay, so you find us just north of Chipping Dunmore, is it? Not too sure. Chipping Ogar, that's the one. Yeah. So we found some nice little B rides. There's a little bit of traffic, but yeah, it's been good fun. So I've been following the Jag in the 205 and through the tunnels. It sounds epic. And you were giving it some in the tunnels, honestly.
Yeah, the
perfection. Did you? Yeah, were you in sport mode?
Yeah, no, I dropped it down. Just did the manual gear levers. Dropped down to 4.
Yeah, but it sounds great. We're going to cross over and try and get towards Harlow now. I'll follow Ed, but I'll do a little in-car review. Nice one.
You yourself?
Yeah, that's it. Look, that's not a bad little shot, is it?
There you go.
Right, if I...
Do you have it? And you said it's forward facing as well.
Okay, so hopefully that sticks. We're in the 205. I'm going to do the window up a little bit. It's a little bit noisy. Following Ed in the Jag. Okay, let's go. So yeah, 205. It's worth noting that this 205 is not quite standard. So we've got on the front some coilovers, and it's got a custom exhaust as well, and it's lowered at the rear. Other than that, pretty standard. Oh, this is a nice road actually. This is where, I mean, the 205 comes alive. I've only really driven it in town on some motorways so far, so this is my first real drive in it. It's fantastic. So yeah, 1.9, 130 horsepower in straight line. I mean, it still goes. It only weighs 790 kilos, around that. But it's at corners really. So I've just had 4 new Michelin Pilot Sport 3s on it. I mean, yeah, it does shift. It does shift. And this is a fucking excellent road. Nice choice. So I'm chasing the Jag. I don't think he's having as much fun as me. I really don't. So, in terms of comparing it to a modern car, there's no power steering, but the steering is so direct. Any kind of slight movement, and it will dart and it will follow wherever you want to go. The steering is, I think that's the best thing about it. It's just incredible. Oh, yes. It's so much fun, honestly. I mean, I've driven recently newer high hatches, so Cupras, M315s, I've been in Golf Rs, things like that. And all I can say is that this honestly feels closer to a Lotus Elise. I had a passenger ride in VX220, and it felt kind of similar to this. It's raw, squeaky, rattly, but just feels light as anything. Yes. Honestly, Ollie, you're missing out, mate. If only the Alpha was here too. V6 in front, V6 behind. Awesome. Let's slow down a little bit now, some cyclists. So yeah, I'll report back in a minute. Seatbelt's a little bit tight. Okay. Slowed down slightly, only slightly. I've got enough time to breathe and have a think. Christ, it's a massive use of the road. Right, yeah, so round town in London, it's not great. It's notorious for kind of kangarooing about. I think what I might do is have it tuned, because I think it's running a little bit rich. I think now they might be able to tune it a little bit to make it a bit better around traffic. But engine-wise, I think it's all good really. I might have an engine service as well. It's only recently has a service and MOT, but just for peace of mind. So when I got the 4 new Michelins on it, I also got 2 new front wishbones, because they were pretty rotted, and the arms are replaced as well. So up front it's relatively stable now. It does feel actually a bit more secure and a bit more direct. Yeah, on the motorway it's a bit of a pig. It's got short gearing, so 5th gear. I'm just stopping behind Ed now. I'll report back in a minute. Okay, so me and Ed just found one of the best roads I've ever driven in my life. Oh, did you hear that? Jag. So I wasn't recording, but we were giving it some, and round the corners I'm quicker than the Jag. I definitely am, but obviously every straight he was just gone. So hopefully we might be able to catch some good little bits of driving coming up. But yeah, I've got the window open. I'm not too sure if it's going to affect the audio that much. But you can hear the engine a bit more. And obviously there's not really any aircon in here, and it's a baking hot day, so I'm sweating on that off. But here we go. The throttle response is instant, but it's a trait of the 205. I think as soon as you let off, it jumps. There's no ease of letting off the throttle. So it's a little bit jumpy. It's hard to make the car smooth, but it's quite nice having a little challenge. There's a M235i in front of us as well. I know where we are. Just driving over the M11 now. So I think we've been driving for a good hour solid now. Used probably getting on for a quarter of a tank. But seems to be happy. All the temps look fine. Oil pressure seems to be a bit of a quirk with this. It seems to adapt with the revs. So when you're stuck in traffic, it looks like it's really high, but now when I'm driving along now, it's bang in the middle. So yeah, this 205's done 129,000 miles. So I mean, it sounds like a lot, but I think for its age, it's not too bad. For a car that's 31 years old now, that's what is that averaging? Quick maths, is that 5,000 a year? Something like that, isn't it? Not even. So for the last 10 years, it's only covered 15,000 miles. So I think I was quite lucky the guy that owned it took care of it. I've got a big long list of things I want to do to it to slowly bring it back to the way Peugeot intended it to be. A lot of them are cosmetics, but a few are mechanical. The first one is the exhaust. I mean, not many 205 GTIs nowadays are on the standard exhaust, but this one's got a rather loud one. So when you're at 70, because it's got short gearing, you start at like 3,500, 4,000 nearly, and it's drony. It's just like and so when my girlfriend Laura's in the car, it's hard to talk to each other. You just got the music on. That's another thing. I have got stereo in this, but it's one of them kind of early 2000s jobbies. I wouldn't mind going back to the original. That'd be quite nice. But yeah, mechanically, what else do I want to do to it? I want to get, like I said, I want to get it tuned properly, and an engine service. Under the hood, I'm slowly cleaning it up because there's a lot of there was basically a thick layer of grime and oil. So I'm clearing that up, seeing if anything needs replacing. Maybe some of the spark plugs, I don't know. But yeah, I'm pretty happy with it, to be honest. It's really dealt with this drive well. Obviously, when you get a 30-year-old car that you haven't driven much, you're always a bit nervous to push it a little bit, and for too long. So I was a little bit like, should I be doing this? But yeah, it's been really good so far, hasn't it? The clutch seems fine. When you change down gear, you have to blip. You can't just change it into gear. But it's almost 4 onwards, and it really starts to go. Yeah, I'll see if I can accelerate a little bit harder around one of these corners. See, we don't know the roads too much, here we are. It's natural speed limit now. You feel that instant throttle response. It's fantastic. It feels super lightweight. I really I can't compare it to any other modern cars that I've driven, other than the likes of a Lease or a VXD20. I think I would love on this channel if we got one of the Clios on, the 172s or 182s. So I think they would feel very similar. I think they would feel sharper, obviously, because they're a more modern car. Oh, let's hear that. Honestly, when you get going in it, flip the throttle, it's glued. We're now behind a classic Mini. Right, I'll leave it there for now. 6 minutes if maybe. Okay, so we're back. Had some time to reflect. Overall, really fun day out. It was probably actually more enjoyable than I thought it was going to be. I've heard a lot of things about 205, and I thought, is it all the hype? Is it all just people reminiscing about the old days? But really, it's not all that special. But you know what? Probably the best purchase I've made, to be honest. Smiling the whole way around. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to doing it again. Comparing it to the Jag was just composed. No biggie for the Jag. I can imagine Ed was just sat in his car, chilling, aircon on. But I'm not saying he didn't have a good time, but for me it was a lot more muscle, a lot more effort. Yeah, so what we might do is, we found a couple of really good roads. We might find some roads in the same kind of area and share that on our Instagram, trying to find the kind of ideal route for you guys to see. But yeah, good fun.